So we're actually going to touch a little bit more on something you were talking about, private equity, and obviously a lot of family businesses, maybe they don't want to go down that route of succession, and private equity is something that they're looking into. What do you think that they should really be kind of concerned about when it comes to private equity? And as the alternative, what about things like, selling to existing employees or something like an ESOP? Like, how would you compare those two things?
Yeah, so, it's really looking at the different options available to you and where you want to land. So regardless of whether it's private equity or other investors, VC, different investment strategies for different stages of a business, you really kind of have to school yourself on what those opportunities are and what's going to be the best fit. If you're selling to investors, you're losing a portion of the control, right? So you have to assess that piece. As you want to back out, there are different options, whether it's having people who come in and buy the whole business, or they come in and roll you up as part of a broader collection of similar businesses. Those are all good opportunities. ESOPs, where I come from, they're huge. Actually, West Michigan is like this ESOP central, I've learned just in the last couple of years. And I hear just absolute tales of wonder around what ESOPs can do. So give an example is a place called Bandit Industries. It's about a little more than an hour from me in the middle of Michigan. They make wood chippers. And a few years ago, they were at that stage where the family that had built the business was kind of looking at what to do, and they chose the ESOP route. And you look at what that's done for the business, where now everyone there, 150, 200 people, they're all owners, and they're all getting annual payouts based on how well the business is doing. And because of their efforts, the business is doing extremely well. And it's just these stories of people who, they're thinking they're going to work till they're 70, and now they're 50 and maybe thinking, I'm in a good place to retire based on the money I've made.
It feels like these are kind of a no-brainer, I feel like if you give people stake in what they're actually building and creating, then they're more inclined to actually work harder and succeed.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do it right, because it's kind of a difficult thing for people who aren't familiar with that world to grasp, is that, geez, I'm a part owner of the business.
Right.
And you're still in a place where you're controlling a little tiny bit of the business, so it's still very much about how do you get everyone on the same page?
Right.
How do you get people pulling for the right goals, the right direction? So there's still a huge management challenge, but definitely that element of, when we all work together and we promote the business, it's your pocketbook that's truly going to be the beneficiary.
Right, right. So as far we obviously have private equity as one option, ESOPs is another option. Are there any other alternatives for family businesses who are looking to kind of exit the space?
I mean, there's different kinds of investors out there. So private equity is the one you hear about. I don't pretend to be the expert on it. I would recommend getting with a good business broker to explore those options. There are some really good ones out there, and they can help you understand the different kinds of investment and what the implications are for your business and what might be the best alternatives for where you are, and also assist you with getting those elements in place, like the stuff we talked about earlier with structured work processes and organization of the business, so it's a sustaining entity.